Morning. Hello everybody. It's sunshine. It's cool. I can't believe all this loveliness. It's good, isn't it? Oh, just I'm gonna have a suntan and everything soon if I'm not careful. Right, now, you may or not like me for this one today. I've seen it done as large blocks and wonky and odd. And then I thought, oh, what would it be like if we did this small and repeated within a block? You'll get like a checked effect, or a plaid as the Americans like to call it. Look, can you see that? Can you imagine 9 of those all put together? You're going to make up your own check, aren't you? How cool's that going to be? Yeah? Well, at least that's what I'm doing. Right, now thinking about it, I've done that one quite regimented, and I've excuse me, I've taken photos of that as I went along, and I'll put them up in the wittering group, all right, with measurements and things like that, to make sure that we get back to the size that we need. Now, personally, I think if you were to cut all the sizings I give you slightly bigger, you could do them at angles and all wonky and all different sizes and all sorts of things. They could be so cool. They really could. This one here, I don't know if you can see, the centerpiece is bigger than the one there. So they're, although they look as if they're going to match, they're not going to match. They're going to be a bit different. And I'm going to put that, because that's my tie colours in the centre, and I've used the tie colour in there. So I'm thinking you need your fabrics to be quite different to each other so that it stands out. So maybe dark in light as I've done, or light in dark. That would be good. All right. I intend using, as I say, the tie colour as the crosses on all of mine. I'm going to have 9 of these. What you could do is work out sizings and just make them bigger. Right, so how did I do this? Basically, I cut 3 strips of my one colour and 2 little thin strips of the dark, and I just made a nice long piece, yeah? So then I chopped that piece off, and it looked like this, okay? And then I've made 2 cuts down it at whatever size you fancy, okay? So I'm just gonna, look, there's 1.5 inches there, like that. And then we could have 1 inch in the centre. This is only an odd bit, and the sizes aren't going to be spot on. It was just a bit I did extra so that I could show you. All right, so actually I've just cut that into 3 pieces. All right, and then I'm going to take my, I've done at 1 inch, and then I'm going to cut 2 pieces and put that in the centre and rejoin them. Okay, so basically you're doing stripy, chop a big piece, and then into 3, and then you put little ones in between again. So you get this nice crisscross effect. Okay, as I say, you could cut them at angles. I've done these at 1 inch, but these could be different sizes, so you could have little thin strippy going in, fat strippy going in, odd size strippies going in, all sorts of different colours going in. It's endless. You could do all sorts of things with this one, including probably swear at me, because it might take a little while. What I would suggest, if you're doing them this small, is when you've machined, you've got an awful lot of seams on the back there. I might trim them a little bit myself, I think, and make them what they call scant, 1/4 inch. All right, I've machined it on with the 1/4 inch foot so that I know it's going to fit, and the sizings is good. I will trim the back carefully. Don't cut the front. Don't cut your thread where you don't need to. It'll all fall apart and you won't be happy. All right, so that's what I'm going to do, and I'm going to have 9 little squares, put them all back together, and I'm going to get like a checker effect from what I'm calling crisscross. There's probably an actual proper name for it somewhere. I have no idea. I just thought this was going to be a little bit more fun. Don't forget to put your 2 tie colours in and bring that all together. Okay, so yeah, that's going to keep you a bit busy. Oh, and the other thing, if you are wanting to keep them nice and straight like that one, when you're joining your second lot together, make sure that you line up the stripes in the 3 pieces, because otherwise it could be wonky. But actually that could be quite nice too, couldn't it? Oh, it's endless. If you if you cut them at 3 different widths, you could turn one up the other way. Could you? No, that wouldn't work. No, you'd have to turn around one the other way. But you could mix it all up. It could be very good. If you don't want to do it so small, do them bigger. You could do just 4 6-inch blocks, or 1 12-inch block. But I think if I was going to do a big 12-inch, I'd have to make it all wonky, and I would probably put in more than two lines each way. You could put in several, couldn't you? One way, or maybe 2 the other way, and at different. Do you remember the block we did? Block number 2, which was Pauline Burbage inspired. Oh, you could cut all over the place and then just put it all back together with all the little bits of strips in. That would be nice too, wouldn't it? There's so much variation on this one. It could keep you going for a very long time, I think, this. I like this idea a lot. I really do. All right. I would also say that when you get to, because like I'm going to do 9 of these, and I'm going to obviously put it back together, I'm going to try and get mine straight, because that's me. I'm just on a little mission to see, can I do it? But it wouldn't matter if they weren't at all. Don't get hung up if your seams aren't matching. Make them purposely odd. Okay, so basically when you've put that all back together again, you're going to have to trim your block back to your 4.5 inch or your 6.5, or whatever size you want to make your block. So make it slightly bigger, bring it back to where you need it. Yeah, you could even then cut that at an angle. Oh, even more odd. Oh, I'm liking this. You could put in 3 different colours, couldn't you? And then have your inserts. That could be good. Or you could just have different colour inserts. Oh, endless hours. Huge quilt time. Loads of it. Oh, brain explode on a Saturday morning, Easter. Right, there we go. So anyway, that's your task for today, or over the weekend. And I get it that we're probably going to be quite busy this weekend, if only entertaining on the phone and the iPads and the FaceTime and all that sort of thing. Because I'm sure we can still manage celebrations together at a distance. If you know, that just didn't make sense, did it? But you know exactly what I mean. Can you hear all the birds out here? They're really going for it today. It's really very lovely. And if you're hearing bangers and crashings, it's Paul doing stuff outside on the side of my cupboard, banging and crashing, bless him. Right, so there we are. That's block number 13. So yeah, off we go on that one. Right, what else we got going on? I spent a lot of time chopping up fabric yesterday, and I've done some new, not some new kits, but some more kits for Daffs. All right, so that's available as a pattern. It's a wall hanging, or you could use it as a cushion cover or something like that. It's not overly huge. So there's a candy bar in there with all the different lovely background fabrics, and then you've got your 2 greens and your 2 yellows for your Daffs, and then you could add your own border and wadding and stuff. All right, so they're now available over on my website, abbyane.com. all right, along with, if you'd rather just the pattern, then we have the pattern. Okay, so that was my thing yesterday. Today I have to rewrite 2 patterns to make them look lovely, because they were ones that I did many years ago when I was very first starting out, and I wasn't sure what the hell I was doing really. So I'm going to rewrite them today and reprint them, so they'll be available again on the website. Well, they're available on the website, but they'll be looking prettier, because we like pretty and nicely presented and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, that's Iris's I'm doing, and Moonglow. For Sally, really. Sally's ordered them, and I got them out this morning to post, and I thought, do you know what, they look a little bit old-fashioned, dated, the actual covers and that. So I'm going to sit and redo them before I post them out to you, Sally. All right, darling? So they'll be specially for you. Right, so what else have we got? Friends, Romans, countrymen. Are we all talking to everybody? Is everybody happy? I hope everybody's well. On a serious note, I really do. I've been off and done me little morning rounds for everybody and dropped things off already. Off to the vets in a bit to pick up some bits and pieces. That's good. I got through in the end. I sent my email yesterday, as I said, and they phoned me this morning, and I'm going to pick my order up in a little while. I'm very pleased with that. Lovely service over at Newt's. Thank you, folks. So what else? Exercise. Are we going to do some exercise today? It's nice and warm out there. Nice little country walk. Take a few photos, because apparently it's not going to be quite as good tomorrow. Although, do you know what? Haven't we been spoiled this last week? It's been lovely. It really has. So exercise, tidy. So if you've not been tidying, maybe that's what tomorrow is on Easter Day. Once you've ate your Easter eggs, you made yourself feel a bit ill, then eat some more, because that's what you have to do. And then, you know, your hot cross buns and all that sort of gear. Lovely. Yeah, so have a lovely day. Be nice and be lovely, people. Talk to you tomorrow.